Right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Natural Physique podcast. We have literally just got myself and Finn this week. Noah seems to be under the weather. Would you like to
Yeah, he's
explain? Do
got
you know
a
more about
uh, he's got a wisdom tooth coming through, but I think he's also got ill, so it's not ideal. It's a two in one. So I've told him to I told him to take today and yesterday off training, or at least he was like he couldn't train yesterday with legs, and then I was like, mate, take today off, maybe get back in tomorrow based on how he's feeling. But I mean, we've just messaged in the group chat saying are you coming on, and I don't think he is.
Is it
So
just deed? He's
and
just
Matt's on holiday, so we assume he's also not on. So it's just us boys.
Yes. Remember when my tooth went when I was down at yours? I had to go to the
Yeah,
dentist and there was an emergency appointment. I spent a total of 2 minutes and 30 seconds in there and I got charged 125 quid.
yeah.
It was helpful to be fair. They ended up giving me some stuff for it, and it was my wisdom tooth was doing something. Then it got infected, and then it meant like one of the glands down here was like fucking like that. Felt horrible, couldn't brace and shit. So that isn't nice to be fair. Unfortunate timing we're starting prep, eh? But shit happens.
It's not a massive deal, is it? Like, it's not going to ruin his prep. It's early enough. He's not a week out, and he'll probably get it sorted as soon. I told him to go and get a dentist appointment like as soon as. So
Yeah.
he'll get on top of it nice and quickly. It won't disrupt the prep. He'll be
Yeah, I've
fine.
been saying that a lot to my clients recently, like people that have got minor injuries or even stuff like what I had with my shoulder, like a little bit more not important, but like it's quite a big thing. However, it's not the end of the world. Like I'm still able to press and still able to do majority of my stuff. It's just I'm not really able to do incline pressing or shoulder pressing, and I'm now slowly able to get back into that. Like if I'd just lost my head entirely,
That's
and I was
been
thinking,
that long as well, has it? Really?
it's like 4 weeks,
Yeah, it's not
which
the end
really
of the world.
isn't.
Like at the time, it feels like a massive issue, but it's not. Like you can work around it. Like there's very rarely an injury you can't work around, unless it's like really really bad. Like you've completely broken a bone. Like you've broken your legs, or you literally in a cast. Like fair enough, but like most pains and niggles and injuries, like you can work around. And if anything, it's your body's sign of telling you stop pissing about, and it forces you to stop pissing about and be a bit safer and learn to train that body part a bit better.
Yeah. I even remember like I've had a few clients that have like say broke a thumb or something. It's like you can still train around that. You just use cuffs a little bit more. There's certain stuff you can't do. You maybe can't pull stuff. So again, for your pull movements, you're doing as much as a super homosexual, like a Kieran Flap or something along those lines. Like you can still train. You don't need to entirely miss out like certain muscle groups, or you can work around things for sure. So yeah, something worthwhile to put out there because it's a conversation that I found myself having a lot with clients recently. Like, even if that is going on holiday, if that's getting an injury, whatever it may be, like, it doesn't mean that all the momentum that you've built up is just out the window. Like, it's just, you need to be a bit more careful with things, you need to work around it, and you can still crack on. You can still just make as much progress as you usually would.
I think people think as well, like within a contest prep, like everything has to be perfect. It's like no, like it's literally just a continuation of your off season. You're just dieting now. Like it's not that different. Like if you get injured, it's just like you would in your off season. You work around it. If you get ill, you work around it. If something like the only real issue is if it's like a week out and like the look is really deteriorating and it's like oh fuck because you're like really ill or you've had a serious injury and you can't pose, then yeah, obviously that's shit and you delay your show. But other than that, like for the most part, you just have to work around things and stay positive. The worst thing is people just get so negative that then
Yeah,
makes
and
them
then
look
they don't
that.
track it in for a week, and then they don't check in. Yeah, mate, I was injured. Sorry. So it doesn't stop you from fucking checking in or taking photos or
Yeah.
communicating with me. Like it's just people. Sometimes I feel like look for an excuse, or they're as soon as it happens, they're like, oh, well, and then they don't do anything. I'm like, mate, it's sound. You can still crack on.
Best thing you can do is just like communicate as soon as it happens. Like if a client messages me between their check-ins saying they're ill, I'm never going to tell them off or what I mean. It's like if
You can't be messaging me.
yeah, the issue is when they don't tell me, and like 5 days later they go, "Oh mate, yeah, this check-in's going to be shit because I've injured myself or I've got ill." I'm like, "Why are you telling me now? Like, you
Just a
should tell
waste of
me,
5 days,
please,
isn't
like,
it?
tell me before the check-in."
Yeah.
Like, there's no harm in messaging me. I'd much rather someone message me more and communicate between check-ins, even if it feels like they're communicating. And if they are taking the piss, I'll tell them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If they're messaging me about every single meal, this meal's digested well, this meal has, I'll be like, mate, come on. But like when it's like a serious thing, I'm like, yeah, please tell me. Don't wait until the check-in.
yeah, yeah. Like even with illnesses and shit like that, kind of updating your coach on how much it's actually cooking you. Or right now I'm sound, I don't feel the best. Like being objective with that is really important because then it means you can make the right decisions. Like one of my clients, Callum, who's new to like properly having had it within his training, he was ill, and then the Monday was a complete write off. Like he was brutally ill, and the Tuesday he was like, "Oh mate, I feel like pretty good." I was like, right, okay, be sensible. And then he updated me the next day. He was like, yeah, I went and had the best leg session of my life. He was like, but now I feel way worse. And I was like, no wonder, mate. You went in and you've like demolished all your numbers, but your body wasn't ready for it. And then he was like badly ill for another like 4 days. Even though he felt a lot better on the Tuesday, I was like, it's literally just a learning curve. Like, you know now that you can't do that. No matter if your body is feeling better and like he's in the early stages of things, so he's like motivated to just be better, 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 better. It's like you just need to be sensible in those situations for sure. And again, even with Noah, like I'm sure he'll be just laser focused on his prep and things at the beginning and
Yeah, he's
everything.
saying like when he was messaging me, he was like, "I hope you don't think this is me being a pussy, or I hope you don't think it's anything to do with the prep." I'm like, "Mate, why on earth would I think that? Like, no." But yeah,
Yeah,
it's just people like get in their head so much about a prep, and it's like one of the main reasons that this prep for me has felt so easy is that I'm not even thinking that it's a prep. You know what I mean? Like it's just I'm literally just doing the do day to day and getting leaner. That is literally it. Like I'm not stressing about shows. I'm not stressing about it being the most perfect prep in the world. Like I'm just doing the do, and like guess what? Yeah, it's easier.
yeah,
I feel better for it. I'm not putting any stress on it or pressure on it. Like I'm not going to do anything any differently by stressing out. It's just going to make the prep worse. Yeah,
yeah,
like I'm so chilled compared to before. Like everything is much smoother. My sleep is much better. The fat loss is way smoother. Training's way better. Like because I'm just not stressing unnecessarily.
yeah. I always say to my clients as well, like stress is legit gonna bring you zero positives.
Mm.
It's all negative. And stress, as much as there are stressful situations that you can't really avoid, and like that cortisol is just naturally going to spike due to whatever it may be. Like I don't know if it's a super stressful or maybe like a feed induced situation where like it is just naturally going to happen. For the majority of the time, stress is within your control. Like stress is a reaction to a situation. It's not the situation itself. Like everyone has different perceptions on what's actually a stressful situation. Like I remember the reel that AJ put up about like him having like a good few clients on stage. He was like, "Well, I'm just not letting myself get stressed about it." He was like, "That's my decision. That's my choice. As long as I'm organized and as long as I do what I know I could do, I should be pretty sound." And I feel like people stress a lot of the time because maybe they've not put the work in. I think about it when it comes to like a lot of my clients and they've got their uni exams and stuff like that. They're stressed out. It's like if you know you've put the work in, if you know you're doing what you should be doing, there's no reason to stress. And it's the same with you. You know fine well that you're working hard. You know that you're doing everything you need to be doing. There's no point for you to be stressing because it's only going to bring about negatives.
That's it. The only time that you ever feel stressed is if you know you're letting yourself down. Like if you know oh, I've been slacking on this and then I've got to play catch up. Like if you've not done any steps all day because you can't be arsed and then it gets to like 8 p.m. and you're like, oh, fucking hell, I've got to do my steps. That's stressful, but that's your own fault. Like if you're just on the ball with things like stress, obviously there's going to be things like relationship stress or financial stress or things like that. But again, like a lot of that is like you say, it's how you react to that, which is the stressor or not. Like some people will have way more money than other people, but they'll have more financial stress because they spend their money stupidly. You know what I mean? Or they're like constantly helping their mates out and helping their family out and like giving people money and then stressing themselves, thinking, "Oh shit, I've lent people way too much money." Like, whereas you might have somebody who doesn't make the most money in the world, but they're really on it with saving and they put away money really stringently and they're really like sensible with their spending. They don't just spend willy nilly, and it's like they earn way less, but they are in a much better financial headspace because of how they control it. And again, like that's literally what we're talking about. Is like stress for one person is very different for someone else. Like for a lot of people, if they were to have the workload that we have, they would be stressed.
Yeah.
But for us, it's like the norm, and we've adapted to it. Like if I was to go back 5 years ago and randomly have the workload that I have now, the clients that we have, having a fucking gym, like all these things, I'd be like, oh my god, how am I going to do? How do I even cope with any of this? But you just adapt to it, and it doesn't just happen overnight. You work your way up to it. It's the same
I
with
try
like,
and I was gonna say I try and kind of put it across like it's training. If it was before you'd ever step foot in gym and you're now going into a high rep leg press, you there's no chance you'd be able to do it. Like you wouldn't keep your head together. But you've adapted. You're in like excruciating pain. Your body does not want to be there. Everything is giving you signs to be like fuck, like stressed out and everything's going crazy. But you've learned to deal with it. Stress outside the gym is the same, and it's just like it's just a little bit less intense. It's not like as harsh and just like a little 1 2 minute period where you really need to control it. It's obviously a little bit more kind of like slow burning, but it's the same thing. Like you choose to deal with that on a leg extension, your quads feel like they're going to fall off, and it's excruciating pain. You just choose to be like, oh, this sounds like I'm going to put it to the side, and I'm just going to crack on doing it. Like I try and put it across that way because everyone's used to doing that. Everyone's used to just like cracking on during their sets, and I'll put the pain to the sides. It's the same with stress. Like you can just choose. I'm not saying like that's it. Everyone's now got the key to never ever be stressed ever again. Like, of course, you're still going to get stressed. Of course, there's still going to be times where that happens. But for 90% plus of the time, and that kind of like subconscious, like slow burning stress, you have control over that. And it just depends on that perspective and that outlook and how you actually just conduct yourself in a sense.
I would also say as well, like stress is often comes out of situations that you don't want to be in, but a lot of the time you can say no. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the time people are like, oh, I've got to do this because someone's asked me to, or I've got to do that. And it's like, you can say no to things. You know what I mean? Like if for example, if like tonight my mates were to message me and be like, oh mate, do you want to come out for a drink? No, I don't. I'm opening up the gym tomorrow. I'm pretty knackered at the end of the day. I want to go home and have my last meal and go to bed. You know what I mean? Like you're allowed to say no to things. Like often people create their own stressors by doing things they don't want to do, because of social pressure or whatever reason. Like you can saying no is allowed, saying no to social events, or also like, saying yes to certain things that, let's say will actually relieve stress at times. Like going on a nice walk and stuff. Like, you can do things outside of your normal routine, but like especially as you get closer to shows, like I'm trying now not to commit to things that I know are just going to stress me out. Yeah. Like I went to watch my mate play football. That wasn't stressful, and I planned it in. I got my steps done, everything. It was fine. It worked out really well. But if that's a week out, I'm probably going to say no. You know what I mean? Because it's a bit close to shows. Like my sister going and watching my sister's band, doing that 8 weeks out or so. I don't mind that. I want to go and support her. If it's a week out, I'm going to say no. Yeah. Because I'm going to be a bit selfish at times, and like that's okay as well. You know what I mean? Like being selfish and prioritizing yourself to reduce that stress is okay when, especially if you're in a prep or close to shows. Not all the time, but like when you sometimes do just need to prioritize you. Like if I had a client saying, "Oh mate, I've committed to this and it's a week out," I'd say, "Why?" You know what I mean? Like you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. One thing I've noticed this year compared to the last prep, I was doing the podcast last time, the Once You're In podcast, at Reese's mum's office. Yeah, on every rest day, which was a Thursday. It was like a 45-minute drive away. I would have to smash through check-ins to drive there, to fucking set up because Reese is nothing, to then do the podcast, to then rush back to get home in time to like do more work. Yeah. And it was just like my rest days were literally just stress. Yeah. Like, and a lot of that was down to the fact that I was doing something I didn't really want to do. And like you could tell when I was on the podcast, I was miserable. Yeah. It's like, because I'm literally stressed because I'm doing everything. I'm doing all this work. I'm then rushing over, getting everything set up. I'm then the one that uploads it. I'm the one. It stressed me out. Yeah. So like, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
I'm happy with that. Change it. Like
yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I've noticed this year. Like, I'm not doing things that I don't want to do. I'm not doing things that stress me out. Like I'm working around my schedule. And that doesn't mean I'm being a dick or being selfish. It just means that I'm being like, I'm prioritizing myself. There's nothing where I'm being an arsehole, but it's just like, this is how I'm going to work things because it means that I'm going to be a lot more relaxed and enjoy my life more.
Just thinking about that podcast episode, and once you're in. Yeah, Finn, how you doing? You want to tell us about your week? No.
I was like, no, not really.
No. Imagine you doing that now on this.
But you can see why, right? This is what I mean. Like, my Thursdays were like just so stressful. Like, I remember literally thinking, like, Well, I don't even think I was thinking about it, but like looking back, it wasn't a rest day. Like I'd get up, do cardio, do steps, rush through work, drive over there, do a podcast, drive back, and like my whole rest day was just busy, like super busy. Like I'm busy on rest days now, but around my own wants and needs and my own schedule. You know what I mean?
I actually
Yeah.
like really value my rest days. I feel like you always hear people like, "Oh, I hate a rest day." Like, what do you even do in a rest day? So you fucking rest in your rest days. Like, actually put an effort into doing that. Like, especially again if you're an online coach or someone who works for themselves. Like, it's very easy just to overwork yourself and just like, "Oh fuck it, I'll be fine." But before you know it, like you're burnt out before you want to be. You know, like that's happened very, very often because you've just never ever got that break, got that rest. Like people put time and effort into making sure everything's on the ball, but then they don't put time and effort into actually having a little bit of time off. Doesn't mean that you don't work at all on your rest days, but it could literally be like an hour of free time in the evenings to do whatever you want. Sit and watch something. Like I block out that time in the rest day on the Thursday rest day in the evening, make sure I get all my work done early doors so that I can sit down with my off plan meal with Casey and we'll just sit and watch a movie. Brilliant. Like I value that a lot. So it depends on the person, it depends on the situation. Like, some people might be watching this thinking, oh, well, I can't create that time because I need to work these certain hours, and I don't enjoy my job and that stresses me out. That was like me at Curry's, like when I was prepping, Thursdays felt fucking horrific. Like it felt harder than like a training day because I would be pretty draggy, pretty done in because I was getting quite lean quite quick, and I'd just be stood up, not moving for 8 hours in Curry's. Like, and during the weekdays there would be nobody in because nobody goes to Curry's on a fucking weekday, like just in the middle of the working day. So I'd just be stood there. We weren't allowed to sit in any chairs, nothing. So I was like, this is awful. So instead of stressing about that, moaning about that, I was like, right, I'm going to take some action. I'm going to change that. I'm going to put more work in. It might be slightly more stress in the short term. I'm going to put more work into my online coaching. Make sure that I get enough money going so that I can get myself out of this situation. I remember there was a guy. I put up a story about like how I was working quite a lot and looking at my laptop a lot and just very, very regimented with everything. So I tried to get out on a morning walk and an evening walk to kind of keep myself grounded a little bit, just go out for some time to myself. And it was when the sun was rising and when the sun was setting. I was like, I want to go out and just kind of see that. It's nice to see that. And someone was like, yeah, well, you work for yourself. So that's a privilege that you've got. It was like, we can't do this because we're working normal jobs. Fuck you. Like I was working a normal job as well. Like I literally just responded. I remember responding like this is just such a weird message, mate. Like I literally used to work a normal job and I've put time and effort in to now work for myself and become successful. Like that's my doing. I've decided that I want to do this, so I'm going to do it to get myself out of the position I didn't want to be in. But yeah, it depends the situation that you're in. But again, you choose where you go. At the end of the day, I put it up on my story the other week. I was like, new start to the week, or it's a new week, remind yourself that it's your decision and it's your choice. Because I'd had a conversation with a client who was saying like, I know I've got so much more in me and I want to achieve it, but like I just can't really seem to like dig into that space and get it. I was like, mate, at the end of the day, like there's nothing that I can do here. Like it's your choice whether you do that or not. You either there's two options here. You do it or you don't. Like in a lot of time you have spare time, you have this time to actually do it. It's just you're wasting it away, and again, then you're stressing about being a little bit, lazy with things, or you're procrastinating. Like, if you want to do something, just fucking do it. At the end of the day,
I think, like you say, people almost think it's just luck. Like you fall into the situation that you're in, and like, yeah, there might be parts of luck that come into it. Like timing is partly luck based, in terms of when you got into online coaching, when I did those kind of things. But like, still, like, it's almost like the sort of cream rises to the top kind of analogy. But like, it is true. Like, the best coaches and the ones who are the most successful are the ones who fucking work the hardest. You know what I
yeah.
mean? They're not slacking. They're getting up early to get back to clients. They're constantly getting back to WhatsApps. They're not just like having an afternoon off when they can't be arsed. Like, I would like to think that, pretty much every single client that we've ever worked with would speak highly of our service, whether they still work with us now or not. We don't hear stories about us being shit coaches and not getting back to clients and this and that. Response times were shit. No, like, because we don't let our standards slip, and that's why we're doing all right, and that's why the business is doing well, because we're really fucking on it. Same with social media. Like, social media is a job. People forget that and then wonder why they don't have clients, or wonder why, you know, they're struggling to get clients, or they've got a few clients and then they drop off their social media game, and then, you know, they've got no marketing, no lead gen, no content, and then all of a sudden they lose a few clients and they wonder, oh, you know, what's going on? Mate, you're not posting anymore. Like, all these things, like, you know, we are really on it with, and that's because we've learned and realized what works and what we need to do to sort of be successful in this game. But the first thing is provide a really fucking good service, which we know we do. But then that's only so good if people can see that you're doing that. And then it's about promoting your clients and, you know, promoting your service and showing it off and showing off your client results and showing off testimonials and all these kind of things. You know, we pay for videographers to get reels, to get photos. We do meetups, all these things, and people then, like you say, point the finger and go, "Oh, well, it's, you know, it's easy for you to say because you have a job." No, mate, we fucking work hard. Like, even the podcast, people think we're just pissing about on the podcast. No, this is 6 p.m, 6:30 on a Tuesday evening. Most people are fucking chilling out at home watching TV. You know what I mean? Like, we both work, pretty much 6 a.m. till 8 p.m.
Yeah.
every day. And, like, yeah, we train in that time. Yeah, of course we do. But still, like, when we're training, guess what we're doing? Filming our training. So why? Because we want to, one, watch our training, but two, we want content. Yeah, we're also, guess what, seeing clients. I coach probably 15, 20 people here now. You know what I mean? It's like, there's never a time where I'm here and there's not clients here seeing me, asking me questions. Like, all these things, like, I think, like you say, it's very easy to point the finger and go, oh, it's easy for you. It's like, oh, it's works as well. You know what I mean? As much as I love it, it doesn't feel like work. It still is work. And for, you know, for anyone else, like, it looks like this easy job and so on. And yeah, we are privileged to be in this position, but also it's work that gets you there.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Like, sometimes I think, like, oh, is it an easy job? Is it a hard job? Like, when I compare it to what other people do, and I more so compare it to, like, the enjoyment side of it, because then I start to think, like, oh, this is easy, because, like, I actually enjoy it. Like, I think back to Curry's, or I think about me working a job that, like, just has no fulfillment. Like, I would despise that, and that would be really hard, but it would only be really hard because I just dislike what I'm doing. You know, I think what we do is technically harder because we've never ever got days off, or we've never kind of got time off, unless it's like set maybe once every few months we go away on holiday or something like that. But, you know, people have like a start and an end time to work. You know, they start at 9 and they end at 5, but that doesn't really exist for online coaches. And again, there's 100% people that rip the piss out of that, where, you know, they'll just do a little bit of work in the mornings, they get back to some clients, blunt messages, or they'll have people that do that for them, or AI that do that for them, and then they're preaching about, oh, I have 4 days off a week, I only work 3 days a week. And it's like, no wonder that I'm hearing horror stories about your coaching, about how you're not getting back to people at all, and how your service is absolutely horrendous. It's like, if you want to actually be good at this, you do need to put a lot of time and effort into it. So again, there's definitely positives and negatives, and it's not us trying to say that online coaching is this like horrible, difficult job, not at all. Otherwise, again, we wouldn't be doing it. Like, we thoroughly enjoy it, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not piss easy. Like, you know, you've had it, I've had it, that mental burnout, and just that, you know, you see you towards the back end of your prep, and you just going like nuts with trying to work way too much and shit. It's easy to be able to like put yourself into that hole and push yourself too much. It's all about finding that balance, just like you doing everything in life. It's finding that middle ground where you're happy, and I'm happy to admit that that's not 100 plus clients for me. You know, like, I don't want to have that many. I know realistically what I want to have. I know I've said that multiple times, and I've went above it and above it and above it and above it, but I genuinely don't think I want to have like significantly more clients than I do right now, because I make more than enough money. That I don't want to be like showing off or anything like that, but like, I make more than enough money for me to be happy, for me to be fulfilled, for me to pay bills when it needs to come to that, and I just enjoy what I do. Like, I want some cool cars, I want to do stuff there, but realistically, if I can't be happy with what I'm doing right now, then there's something drastically wrong.
Yeah, it's not about the money, is it? Like, it's about for me, it's about the success of the business. And yeah, financially that does come into it, but like, it's not about I have to earn X or the business has to earn X. It's about the name, it's about the results, it's about the brand.
What we do
like,
for people, how we make them
yeah,
feel.
how many people we can help, how many people feel like they can be part of the community. Like, that is the main driver for me. And then it's also providing for my family. It's about planning for my future. Like, that's my thing. For you, like you say, it's like, for now it's cars, but you are quite a bit younger than me. Like, for me, probably a few years back, it would have been about getting a cool car or buying like cool clothes. I couldn't give a fuck about any of that now, to be honest. Like, for me, it's about wanting a nice future for me and my family, wanting to be able to do nice things for my kids if I have kids, for being able to go on holidays and be able to afford things and help my mum and dad out if they need me to when I'm older, like when they're older, like especially my mum and things like that. Like, that's what it's about for me. Like, and yeah, financially that plays a role, but it's more so a case of like, if I just keep showing up, like these things will keep happening. Yeah, I mean, like, and I know I'm good at my job, and likewise, you're good, and we know we are good. We know that the service we provide is second to none. Like, we know that. So it's like, we just got to keep doing what we're doing, keep working hard, and it is continuing to pay off. Like, if you'd have said, like, the business would be where it is now in terms of how many clients we all have and the name we've got behind it and stuff, a year ago, or even, let's say, like 18 months ago before we started it, we'd be like, fucking hell, that's sick. Like, if I was to show you the Natural Physique Coaching Instagram page a year and a half ago, before we even knew it was ever going to be a thing,
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck? That's sick. Like, that's so cool. Like, what we all, like, we're all part of a thing like that. We mint. So yeah, it's like, I think sometimes like things look like they just happen overnight, but like they come to fruition over like fucking months and years of work, and
Yeah.
it's like the whole overnight success thing, isn't it? And obviously we're not a fucking success. I'm not saying we're like anything special, but like a lot of time and effort has gone into this, and it's cool to see where we're at, and especially like you boys, like, mate, I've seen you from being like literally a kid, and like same with Noah, like I've seen, and Matt, to be fair, like,
I don't
crazy.
know.
Yeah. But even myself, like, mate, like obviously I've grown a lot as a person, like since starting coaching, but like you've probably seen me through loads of phases of my life as well. Like, it is cool, like what relate. I put a story on it like literally earlier, just saying like I fucking love what I do and the people that I work with, because like within the space of 2 minutes, I had a message from Matt, who I'm coaching, who trains here, and a message from Dylan, and one of them was like, mate, I just want to say how much I appreciate that actually having you as a coach. That was Dylan. I've coached Dylan for like nearly fucking 2 years. For him to just randomly message me that, I'm like, that's so nice. And then Matt was like, mate, I'm so happy with how things are going. I trust you 100%. It's like, it's so cool to have people putting all their trust in you and seeing you as this person that's helping them reach their goals. It's like, that's sick.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really cool feeling. And sometimes you just like, it's a bit of like a pinch me kind of moment of like, fucking hell, this is really cool.
To be able to have that like impact on people's lives as well, like, it sounds so like coachy and as if we're trying to, I don't know, I hate like saying stuff like this, but like to be able to actually have that impact on people's lives and realistically change them, like you've changed my life significantly, I've helped change other people's lives significantly, like that is, when you look at it, really cool. We kind of not take it for granted, but it's just what we do, and we're so busy on a daily basis. It's just go, 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 go. But you do get messages like them. You're like, fuck, this is very cool. And I'm just looking at my sheets there. Like that is us approaching what, week number 200.
Yeah, we're saying, weren't we, in the check-in, that
Yes.
we're going to get to week 200 and go, happy 200 weeks, mate, and just keep going.
Yeah. And then so what would it be? 208 is 208 is 4 years, which is wild. That's the thing. Like I would have, there would been a point where I was working with you, where I had one client, which is mad. It's like within that time, like when I joined you, I maybe had like 5 to 10 clients, and I dropped down to one client. I was like, fuck me. Maybe put my
I
finger in
remember
my
a lot of our like early check-ins were about your mindset and about your work ethic, and now it's not so much that. It's, I feel like I've kind of instilled a lot of that into you, but now you also just instill it into yourself and into your own clients and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it'd be cool for us to go back and have a look at some of the first check-ins, because you'll have the links to
Oh
them.
man.
I'll have been sending them as
I did
email.
try and look back at the starter video. I remember that, but like it says like the link expired, so I don't know if they expired at like a certain date. I remember coming back for Zante, mate, 3 weeks straight just doing like nothing. You're like, Josh, get your finger out your arse. And I was sat in the back garden, nice sunny day, and my mum was sat next to me. She was like, "Ah, fucking hell." She was, "I just ripped you in your arse over there." And I was like, "I just what I want." Like I needed that in a sense. Like I feel like that with a lot of my kind of younger clients. I say younger clients as if I'm not really young, but Like, people need that, you know. People nowadays, I don't want to go on a whole spiel about it, but people nowadays like just don't understand what it takes to actually get what they want to get. Like that hard work, that continuous effort, that relentless consistency. It's like really drilling that in to people, and getting them to understand that, and then watching them do it, and then watching the results from doing so, and seeing life change. It's like,
Yeah, I look at like Brandon and Lewis and like some of
yeah,
your lads. It's like so fucking cool to see. Like, I remember seeing Brandon and Lewis and thinking of them as kids. Like, now they're
yeah,
fucking good bodybuilders, mate. Like, and
yeah,
that's because of the work that they put in every single day. And it's really fucking cool. And Brandon like does our infographics for us, and he's so on the ball, and it's like amazing. Like, I'll message him and he gets back to me dead quick, and he's like straight on it when I ask for tweaks. Like,
yeah.
he's really professional, and it's like these are things that you've helped him instill, and things that I helped you instill in you, and it's like it is cool. Yeah, it's just a big pyramid scheme, guys.
That's all it is. Sign up for coaching now. Link in the bio. Yeah. Nah,
Yeah, really
as
cool.
the question to go into very serious topics here, the question that I was going to ask you before the podcast began was, do you prefer your chocolate refrigerated
Did
or
you not see I voted?
room temperature? I didn't see. Mate, it
Do you
got
know
like
what?
220 votes,
Do you know
and
what I prefer it as right now?
mm,
Melted.
I get that, but that's dark chocolate. I'm talking about like normal chocolate.
I don't eat normal chocolate. If it's
What,
if I'm just eating chocolate, room temperature.
have you tried it in the fridge?
Yeah, it's too hard. It hurts my teeth.
Fuck you, pussy. Hurts my teeth. See, especially Easter eggs, much better because it's like, see, because it's thin enough, it like snaps. It's really
I
nice.
get that. If it's an Easter egg, yeah, maybe. But if
Yeah,
it's like
I
a
mean, I just
normal
don't eat
chocolate,
chocolate by the fucking bar, to be fair, like, and I never have, so like, it's
yeah,
never like thick enough for me to.
mate. I'm so at the minute. Obviously, I said before I'm not food focused. I'm not, but I'm having melted chocolate. Whenever I'm having chocolate, I'm melting it right,
Mm.
and I'm having it with like banana and strawberries. It's fucking incredible.
As in, like, you're melting your dark chocolate and like drizzling it over, and
No,
you're
no, no. So I'm melting my dark chocolate. I'm not going that far. I'm just melting my dark chocolate in a bowl, and then I'm just putting some strawberries and banana into it. So like in the morning, my first meal, I've changed it from grapes to strawberries, just because strawberries go better with dark chocolate. And I also put some strawberries in my whey. So before it was just whey, dark chocolate, and grapes, and like I just have them all separate. I'd put the dark chocolate, I'd just snap it up and put it in the whey, and
yeah.
eat it like that, and then have the grapes. And I was like, I could have strawberries here.
Mm.
Strawberries are fucking banging.
Oh, it's
So
big.
now I've got strawberries 3 times a day. I've got strawberries in my first meal. I've got strawberries in my
Fresh,
pre
fresh or frozen?
fresh. Frozen strawberries are fucking
Fuck
awful.
me, mate. That's a mortgage. Fresh
Yeah,
strawberries three
that's
times
what
a
I
day.
work
That's
hard
heavy.
for, mate. I'm telling you. I
Yeah,
just
it's
lied about
mega.
everything else. I don't give a fuck about my mum.
It's
I want to pay
mega.
for strawberries and fillet steak.
Mega.
Yeah.
I wish I was a steak person. I've just
Oh,
never like. I used to despise steak. Like it really freaked me out. But I'm not against it now. Like I still have it here and there if I go to a restaurant just to like try and see if like I get an amazing steak. It's like
I
few.
legit think the steak I make every evening is better than the restaurant. Like, you can make it exactly how you want. You can season it how you want. You can make it as rare or as cooked as you want. Like, I feel like when you go to a restaurant, it's overpriced and it's never that good.
Yeah.
Like, it's always just like, yeah, it was
That's the
nice.
main issue. Like, why is it twice as expensive as everything else there? And it's like not
It's like
more.
the experience of it. Like, you're going for a steak. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah, I have fillet steak every training day night, and it is spot on. Like, I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't be bothered. Like, if I was to go out for a meal, I wouldn't be like, oh, I get to have a steak. I'd rather have my own.
I remember we cooked steaks, to be fair, at your house when we stayed for one of the shows or whenever it was, like when it was myself, Matt, and Noah, we decided to like whip up a meal every night. Noah done some steaks and they were pretty good. They were like cheap ones as well. They were spot on. Like we whipped up loads of potatoes and then Noah had, I think it helps when you've got fucking shitloads of butter and everything and you're like
Uh,
basting it or pasting it, whatever. I don't know what it is, and that was really nice. But like if it's a healthy one, I don't know if it's as good. But
if you get a good cut, like if I was to get a cheap one, I think that's shit. But
yeah,
like I do get like fillet steak from Aldi, and I have to make sure it's a good fillet as well, because like sometimes you can get a fillet and it still be not great.
no, I don't mind it, but I just never found the whole thing with like going for meals and stuff. I've got
I did on the podcast that Megan does.
mhm.
They did like a this or that, and one of them was like going out for a meal or like cooking something at home, like for an off plan, or let's say going out for a meal or getting a takeaway. Like you'd much rather get a takeaway, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What about going out for a meal or let's say going out for a meal or cooking something, like you and Casey maybe cook something at home, like a nice meal together.
Can't be fucked cooking, so I'm gonna go for the.
Really?
Let's imagine it's like a homemade meal. My mum's made a nice meal or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be a bit more of a fair comparison. I'd probably take the homemade meal, to be honest.
I would if
Depends what
it's
it
your
is.
mum's pavlova.
Yeah, you love that, eh?
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's
There
a
we go.
word for like something
That
else.
was like a euphemism, but it's not, guys.
The pasta, the goated pasta. I'd take that over most
We'll have to
restaurants.
do that again. That was such a good trip.
That was nice, yeah.
I was depressed at the time, but it was still good.
Get you back actually happier this time. We never know after this prep you could fall into depression again. Just
Oh,
fucking yourself up way too much.
yeah, hopefully not. I don't think so. I think I'm in a good, I'm in a pretty good headspace at the minute.
We'll see. Ah, yeah, you do. You seem in a good spot. I was thinking, you know how we had the question about what you could show your fingers last week? Or was it last week or the week before? Like, if you could choose 5 things to show your fingers. I came up with, and I was speaking to Adam, who asked me the question in his check-ins. This is how high quality the check-ins are here at Natural Physique Coaching. I would choose spunk as one of them, because how good would it be if someone was just a bit of a prick to you? Here, mate. You just spunk on them. It's the most like disrespectful shit ever. And then he was like, but then you'd have that post-nut clarity. And I was like, well, it's not the same feeling as actually just spunking.
Do you get to
It's,
decide?
yeah. There's no like nothing happening. It's just
Uh,
oh, it's just shooting it. Like it would be so satisfying if someone was
and
just
I feel
on
like
to
it
you.
wouldn't have the same. It'd just be like, oh, it's just liquid. Like it's just this like spunk-like liquid. It wouldn't be actual spunk then, would it? If you're not actually ejaculating.
Yeah, because he said he would rather piss for that type of thing. He was like, I'd rather just like psh, and piss on them, and I was like, nah, I think spunking on them is like way more disrespectful. And I don't think it depends, if they catch or not. But I don't think you would get in legal trouble for that. You can't just spunk on someone and it's fine. But if it's at your finger, who cares?
Yeah, I didn't get my penis out and masturbate.
Spot on, just psh,
Yeah.
straight onto them. So that was one of the answers that I came up with. Just thinking about that all week. Every night I went to sleep. Just, how good would that be? Been on my mind. Had to
Have
get
you
it
got
off.
any other questions from
Yeah, I've got some questions up here.
playing
Going to
catch
them.
up?
Let's see what we've got. Would you rather spend 10 years in prison or 5 years in a coma? I think
Probably
it
5 years in a coma.
depends what prison and how friendly you are with the.
Giver or the taker.
Hmm? Yeah. You get to decide, fuck it. I
Yeah, if
mean,
the prison's awful, then fuck that. Basically, a 5 year coma, you just lose 5 years of your life. 10 year in prison, like you could have so many awful experiences.
yeah, and you still lose 10 years of your life, and
Yeah,
you can't really move any areas of your life forwards in prison. Like, as much as even if it was a nice prison, like, you're not getting bummed. Are you doing anything
you're
productive in
still
those
not
10
like
years?
you might be able to see your family and stuff, but it's
Yeah,
I'd take 5 years in a coma. You have a good sleep, wouldn't you?
you would imagine the ordering score after that shit.
Yeah,
Reading
very,
is
very, very well recovered.
bang. Wouldn't need a deload for fucking years, man. It'd be perfect. I'd probably take the coma as well, yeah. I was watching what's it called? A Prayer Before Dawn. Have you seen it? The a guy like the Muay Thai fighter, and he gets put in a Thai prison, because they get caught with like drugs and being in the whole underground thing, and that shit was so fucked up. Like
Is
horrendous.
it a true thing?
Yes, yeah, a
Yeah.
guy called Billy Moore, who does like TikToks and shit now, like going round and speaking to crackheads and shit. Didn't know it was him. But yeah, like I was watching that and it's just grim. Like
Yeah.
I'd much rather just be sleeping for 5 years than experience that for 10 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
Next questions. How long into prep did you all lose your sex drive? I can't think of like an exact point where I kind of lost it. It's just like kind of gradual thing for me.
It depends what you're classing as losing your sex drive. Because, for example, for me, like everything still works fine,
Yeah.
but it's not the priority. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like and it's one thing that's good is obviously Megan's dieting as well, so she's in the exact same boat. We haven't lost our sex drive. We're still attracted to each other, and we still like have sex if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, we're both just like a bit tired or
Rather
just
go to sleep.
prioritizing sleep. You know what I mean? Like, especially it's more so at the end of the day. Like I said this, I don't know if I said it on the other podcast, but like I could have sex like mid morning easily. But
Yeah,
like by the
yeah.
time you get to the end of the
End
day,
of
trained and you've done 15K steps or whatever you're on, and you're like, "Oof, I'm knackered," then yeah. But like that isn't me necessarily losing my sex drive. It's just me being tired at the end of the day.
yeah.
Like I'm still attracted to Megan. I still like would want to have sex with her. You know what I mean? But like last prep, very different. Like, I remember I've said this before. I remember songs being on whilst I'm training, like singing about sex, and I'd be like, "This is vile." Like honestly, this is disgusting. Like this makes me feel sick, and I'd turn it off. So like last time I was fucked.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Did you ever get your tests taken like around that time?
No, I waited a while. I knew it was bad.
No, it was going to be so terrible.
I waited a while, and then when I got them done, it was like 8 nanomole, and I was
Fair
like,
dues.
"It's not bad."
Yeah, that's
I'm getting my
the
bloods done in a couple of weeks. I booked in with Atlas. Shout out Atlas Health. That's what their name is now.
the
Code Finn if you want
mm,
some money off.
nice.
I am booked in for.
You're going to get loads of people turning up with you now, mate. Your fan club,
Yeah,
natural
I'm booked
fan
in.
club, coming in for the bloods.
One thing that's good is it's actually really close to where Meg lives. It's like 20 minutes away. I'm booked in for next Saturday, so that's like a few weeks out. So it'll be cool to see, and I feel good still. I do feel good still.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to see where they're at.
I'd join you, but I don't think unless I am forced to, I will ever get my bloods taken again.
No, you didn't
Like
like it, did you?
I'm fucking terrified of needles. I'm such a pussy. But I remember sat there like just chalk white, just
You did well. You didn't pass out.
yeah. Thankfully not. I remember like putting music on when I had to go get it done at the doctor's, and I was just like singing along like a weirdo.
Right.
Just like hopefully the music's gonna drown it out. I'm not gonna feel it because I had all the numbing cream on. I was like, I'm just gonna, but I could tell, and I was just like, it just makes me. I can't describe the feeling. It's horrible. So for the benefit of just knowing roughly what my bloods are like, when I realize that they're pretty sound, like I don't feel
Yeah.
terrible. If there was something wrong with me and I knew that there wasn't something functioning, then I would get them done. But I don't think I will ever get them done unless I like severely need to. I'm just too scared of it.
I think a lot of the time as well, like you'll know if something's not right. You know what I mean? Like you will know, or I would know. I'd be able to see the trends, and we'd be able to manage it based on the biofeedback, rather than being like you have to get bloods done. But it is good getting them done, especially if it's like a new client, or if there's something going on and you really can't get to the bottom of it. It's good to get them done. But
Yeah.
yeah, for the most part, and also it's just good as like, especially if you like want like a green light in terms of like, okay, cool, you're in a good spot to actually diet again, or you know what I mean. But a lot of the time you can sense that anyway, just in terms of like how the body's responding and how you feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Sex drive wise as well, like it's a difficult one. Like I never struggled with that in terms of like I wasn't annoyed that I'd lost my sex drive because you don't have the sex drive. Like you're not annoyed that you're not having sex because you don't have that need for it. It's like not eating as much foods, but also just not being hungry for it. It's like imagine if you're, or more so, losing the function of it is the main thing here. But like imagine you were absolutely starving and you barely get any foods, then it becomes an issue. But if you barely get any foods and like you've got no hunger signal, and it's like, I don't care. Like if it's not working and you still got loads of sex drive, and that's a big issue. But that's never really gonna happen because if your test is low, you're not really gonna want to have sex anyway. But I was the same as you in the sense of like it was just more tiredness, and at the evening times I just wanted to get to bed. I want to get a good sleep. Got my session tomorrow, and I feel not meh, but like I need to make sure that I sleep really well to make sure I can give myself every single opportunity to progress here. But like when going away for shows, like I remember in Romania, like when we went there for the IMBA European, or like the, what did they call it? I can't remember. It was like some championships. Like when I was there, I was like, oh, I've actually got my sex drive back because I'm away from my usual kind of surroundings. I don't have as much work because I told my clients, right, guys, I'm going to be competing here. So it came back because I wasn't just shattered and completely knackered all the time. So I don't think it's just you lose it entirely. It's just, situation dependent and person dependent on that as well. I think that's about it. Uh, One thing bodybuilding and coaching has taught you about yourselves in the industry that you didn't expect when first starting out. That's the last one. People actually aren't as on it as they say they are. Most people. Like,
Yeah, a lot of people are very fake on social media.
yeah, but you kind of know that. Well, I'd say you can. Most people know that. Some people don't. Like my mum will see shit on social media, and she's like, "Josh, look at this, look at this. Like,
Mm.
look at how happy these people are. Look at what they're doing." And I know them personally, and I'm like, they're not. It's
Yeah,
just social media.
that's what's nice. Whenever generally whenever I meet somebody for the first time, they will say like, "Oh mate, you're just the same." I'm like, yeah, of course I am.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna be fucking different, am I? Like, I ain't got the energy to be a fake personality on socials.
yeah. And
Um,
again, the people that are faking it, they end up like just they'll stop posting, they'll
well,
lose
you
it.
can see straight through it, can't you? Like,
This is the problem. We can see straight through it,
yeah,
but
a lot of people can't.
so I'll relate it to say like cars or something for you. Like you can't tell if something's
Yeah,
like good or not, or if something's like a green flag, a red flag. People will be like that for coaching, for bodybuilding. Like because we're knowledgeable on it, we know straight away. We can see they're adapted, they're a shit coach, whatever it may be. But other people can't.
I feel like judge of character is a bit different. Like, that's not knowledge.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's like I feel like I've always been a pretty decent judge of character. Like I say this to Megan, like there's times where I'm like, how do you not know that they're just like very strange? Like they're just known for being a gimp. Like and she's like,
Yeah,
what? I'm like, maybe that's my persona of them, but like, and sometimes you might get it wrong. Don't get me wrong, like you might, but more often than not, your gut feeling is probably right about someone. And again, like you just vibe with different people as well. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who won't vibe with us in terms of coaching. You know, they just might not like our sense of humor or how we conduct ourselves or anything like that. And that's fine. Like that's absolutely not a problem because we probably then wouldn't vibe with them and it wouldn't work as like a relationship. So like
yeah,
that's normal as well. But yeah, I feel like when it comes to like fake people, I feel like I'm pretty good at seeing that.
yeah.
And you're the same.
Yeah, and I feel like if you know people, some people don't like you, like you don't need to change your personality for that as well. Like the biggest thing you have on social media is your own personality, being yourself and being able to actually show that. Like everyone, coaching wise, 24/7 WhatsApp support, training plan, nutrition plan. It's like well, fucking duh, like that's coaching. Everyone does that, but putting out, your thoughts, your ideas, your methodologies,
Just your
feedback.
personality. That's why we say about YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube's such a great platform because people get to know you, and we get a lot of inquiries from the podcast or from YouTube because it's longer form content and people actually get to know you as a person
yeah,
rather than just you as a photo on Instagram.
yeah. People don't show that enough. I think for like going back to us speaking about like being on very little clients and people struggling to get up and running. Like if you don't have, because I feel like coaching once you get maybe 30 plus clients, like not that it kind of runs itself, but if you got a lot of people that are on the ball with everything,
Yeah, it
you get good
markets itself.
results.
You get your
Yeah.
own
You
like
get good
market.
results. People are putting stories up and you're reposting them, and people see that you're working with a lot of people. It's easier at that point, but when you're starting out, it can be a little bit harder. Fucking ram content, like one, two, three posts a day, through different reels, posts, trial reels.
And just being yourself as well on those, not like being a fake person. Like posting out a content doesn't mean being fake.
Yeah,
You know,
YouTube,
it might
podcast,
be
all this stuff.
yeah, completely still you, but just really fucking on it. Like I'll say to clients that are like wanting to become a coach, I'm like, you've got to treat social media like it is your job. People need to know who you are. People need to resonate with you as a person. They need to buy into. There's people who inquire with me and they say, "Oh mate, I've watched the YouTube when you started. I started YouTube when I finished uni."
Yeah,
That's like what 7 years ago. You know what I mean? Like it's not like 2 weeks. Like no, they've invested 7 years of their life into watching me. Not only that, they've probably done other things, but they've watched
that's
me
it.
for 7 years, and then they've gone. Actually, yeah, I'm willing to part way with some of our money and trust this guy.
Yeah,
Like that's what we're talking about in terms of the time and the effort that you put into it. And that's again, think how long the Once You're In Your Own podcast been going on for. Yeah, we've had points where we've had like bits and hiatuses, but still we've kind of been pretty prevalent with that podcast for years now. Then we've got this, and again, like, kind of circling back to the first topic on this podcast, like I was saying, we're not fucking complaining or anything like that, but like if you were to look at my schedule, like my calendar, it's like every single day it's like I'll have something in the evening, whether it be consult calls, whether it be like tonight I've had a consult call and a podcast. I'm still at the gym at 7 p.m. I'm opening the gym at 6 a.m. I'm going to go home. I've still got 3,000 steps to do and I've still got clients to get back to. I'm going to make my last meal and I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do the exact same again tomorrow. And it's like that. Again, I'm not complaining at all. It's a privilege. I'm blessed to have this job and to be able to do this. But it is work. It is a lot of effort that goes into it.
I say to some of my clients that posting should be like your training and your physique development, like treating social media as physique development. You wouldn't just randomly miss a session for like no real reason. And if you did miss that session, you'd be beating yourself up. You'd be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why have I just missed that? It's the same with posting. Like, if you don't have a legitimate reason to not be posting that day, like, do it. Like, you don't expect to, from a physique development standpoint, just, I'll train sometimes. I can be fucked. Like, you're not going to see the results that you want to see. And it's the same thing with social media. Like, you need to be on the ball with that. Like, give yourself, like, a bit of a, right, what am I doing here? If I don't post today,
Have like a content schedule, and like that's one thing. Like, so I basically, if a post does well, I will delay my next post because like you'll basically like build engagement on it.
yeah.
Like the other day after I trained with Zach, trained upper, and I was like, I think it was like 7 p.m. and I hadn't posted yet. But like the last post I'd done was me and Noah, and I'd posted I think that morning. And obviously client posts, they never do amazingly well. It's still good. But I was like, it was like 7 p.m. and in my head I was like, I don't really need to post. It's 7 p.m. And then I thought, no, I should post. I posted, and it's the post that's literally got 200,000 views. I've had about 2,000 followers since I posted it. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that is going to resonate with loads more clients, but it's a lot more people finding my page. And a lot more people then finding natural physique coaching, and therefore longer term, like what I mean? And that's just because I thought, nah, fuck it, I should post, and I could have just not posted. Like, I think that's a perfect example of like when you say you're going to do something, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Don't go, I don't have to. You don't have to, but you should.
No one's forcing you to, but again, that's within your control. And if you want to be somewhere that you're not right now, take action on it. Simple.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Good episodes. A lot of value, I believe. Hopefully
Like
everyone
nice to have a good chat, me and you.
Yeah, I've just seen your post has got 6,500 likes. Just need to spam arm days, mate.
I already am. That mate, that is my content now. I've just become that guy. Sorry, everybody. Forget everything I said about being yourself. No, I'm fake as fuck. I just post my arms.
Just post
My arms aren't even real.
Yeah. AI them. Fuck it.
Exactly.
Brilliant. Right. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next episodes. Please do like, subscribe, follow, 5 stars, all that jazz. So we post in the story with a mention for us is always really cool for us to see as well. But that's all, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya.